So what is an interest rate swap agreement? An interest rate swap agreement is a complex hedging financial product designed to protect against rising interest rates. When taking out a business loan, many businesses, usually SMEs, were given the option to swap their existing loan with a variable interest rate for a loan with a fixed rate. Should interest rates continue to rise, as borrowers expected at the time, then these swaps were sold. Then the business was protected from higher interest rates, as these were now fixed under the new loan. So the business would benefit from the swap by making lower payments. But because interest rates did drop, many businesses who were sold swap agreements now find themselves having to pay huge interest payments and are unable to terminate the loan, predominantly because of very large exit fees. Now, there are many ways in which an interest rate swap agreement may have been missold. The lender, the bank, may have failed to explain how the agreement worked, particularly what would happen if interest rates dropped. It may not have explained the circumstances surrounding the lender's ability to terminate the swap agreement. It may not have explained the huge exit fees that would be payable by the business to get out of the agreement. These exit fees were often as much as 50% of the loan, so the business was effectively tied in with no way out. Many times, lenders failed to comply with various rules of the FSA, now the FCA. The lender often suggested or implied that the loan could only proceed if the business agreed to the swap or that it was a condition of the loan. It's now believed that lenders knew that interest rates were likely to go down, not yet up, but they continued nonetheless to sell swap agreements to businesses. In June 2012, many of the high street banks agreed with the FSA, as it then was, a review and redress scheme for victims of missold interest rate swap agreements. From August 2013, the FCA must publish data to show what stages cases are at, so that the process can be properly monitored. In its first progress report, the FCA has now confirmed that SMEs are being compensated for the mis-selling of interest rate swaps. But up to the 10th of August 2013, the banks had only paid out some £500,000 in total. The delay of the banks to compensate victims of mis-sold swap agreements under this review and redress scheme may ultimately prevent SMEs from obtaining compensation at all, as the 6-year limitation period for bringing a claim through the courts may soon expire. Do note though that whilst the primary limitation period is 6 years, if you only knew that you had been missold a swap agreement only recently, perhaps after it made the headlines, then you have 3 years from the date of that knowledge to bring a case. Interest rate swap agreements are not straightforward. Often those selling them did not even understand them. I would strongly advise anyone who believes they may have been missold a swap agreement to contact a solicitor as soon as possible. Seth Lovis & Co.'s Professional Negligence Department has considerable experience acting for companies and individuals in missold financial litigation. We understand the huge impact the crippling repayments now due under some of these agreements can have on your business, and we will do all we can to obtain redress for you via the FCA review and redress scheme or litigation through the courts. I would strongly advise anyone who believes they may have been missold an interest rate swap agreement to contact a solicitor as soon as possible.